What's up, friends? It's your main man Murder, back with you to take a first look at the new Tier 5 premium Japanese carrier, the Zuiho. All IJN carriers are named after mythical flying objects, and the Zuiho translates to Fortunate Phoenix. Today we're going to do a quick commander build and stats walkthrough, and then I'll also compare her to her tech tree counterpart, the Ryujo, and then we're going to take her out for a spin. So let's get started. So here is our Yamaguchi build, whose base trait of Typhoon increases the average AA damage. We're also going to buff the AA with no fly zone in the first slot. The second skill slot, we are going to use one-way ticket, which improves our torpedo damage on those great Japanese torpedoes. And skill slot 3, hidden threat. And skill slot 4, look at me now, to improve our detectability. And the legendary skill slot, if you have it, is We Are Legion, which increases the airspeed of the torpedo bombers. For inspirations, we are running Swirsky, which of course is going to improve the sea detectability range. So when that big girl's floating around out there, she's a lot tougher to spot. And then of course our old friend Ryujo Tanaka for inspiration number 2, which is going to improve the torpedo damage of those already fantastic Japanese torpedoes. Now, full disclosure here, on my Japanese carriers, I run Arpeggio of Blue Steel Iona, who is a commander that we got out of those Arpeggio crates a little while back. I didn't walk through that build with you because I know not a lot of players have her, but if you do, please use her because she's got this fantastic base trait that improves your aircraft restoration time. So feel free to throw her on if you've got her. Speaking of aircraft restoration time, in mod slot 1 I did improve that by 15% with flight controls. And in mod slot 2, I went with Air Groups mod 2, which improves dive bomber and torpedo bomber HP, making those a little bit difficult to knock out of the sky. I will point out that the Zuiho has all of the same patrol fighter, engine cooling mods, and fighter mods that the Ryujo has. So there's nothing different or really upgraded there. Compared to the Ryujo. Damage control party's the same as well. For armor, she does have a slightly better bottom on her, which we'll talk about more here in a second. And then she has this kind of issue here with compromising high caliber AP shells that may overpen but still arm. I don't know how much to really look into that, but it is something that they list on the stat sheet there. So you'll notice right away when we do our side-by-side comparison that the Zuiho has a few less hit points, but you do get a torpedo damage reduction. So not sure if that's a valuable trade, but it's a trade whether you like it or not. The aircraft are identical on both of these ships. They are both these Nakajimas, and they have the same restoration time, the same torpedo damage, the same torpedo speed, the same torpedo range, the dive bombers as well. They are both Yokosukas, the D4Y2s, and the restoration time identical, bomber damage identical, and fire setting chances identical. The main differences here are outlined as such. 8% less hit points on the Zuiho, but you do get that torpedo damage reduction. All planes are getting a 10% buff to the hit points though. They do travel a little bit slower, about 10% slower. The torpedo planes get 0.5 kilometer better concealment, and the bomber planes get 3 kilometer better concealment as well. So that's really nice. There is a slightly worse turning circle radius on the ship itself, but better rudder shift. And the detectability by sea does increase by 16% as well. So you're a little easier to spot when you're out there floating around. So the real question here is this ship worth buying or not? I say we go get this bad girl wet and see what she can do.
Full disclaimer, Captain Murder's not very good at carriers.
So here we are on Northern Waters. Threat assessment includes a pair of destroyers, a handful of cruisers, and 1 battleship, along with an enemy Ryujo. I do see a Tier 6 Belfast on there, which we will hopefully identify as soon as possible, of course, along with those destroyers. Now I'm over here off of the A-cap, which isn't ideal. I like to try to trend towards the middle and get as close to the thick of things as possible without getting spotted, of course. So let's go! Let's get these birds up. So I can't say that I am noticing a real difference in speed right out of the gate here. These Japanese planes are so fast to begin with that I'm not noticing a deficiency in the speed on these. I do like that the detectability on them is significantly less. I'm hoping to send these torpedo bombers, which have a 6.5 kilometer detectability, into this A-cap here and hopefully spot this destroyer. They like to hide in this little pocket right here, right out of the get-go. Let's see what we can't spot. Ooh, there's a cruiser. 2 of them? 3 of them? There's the Belfast. Ooh, there's the destroyer. Is he going to smoke up? Yep, he's smoking up. All right, I'm going to drop some on this Belfast here and get him thinking defensively as soon as possible. I do not want him pushing up onto this A-cap in the event that my destroyer can get in there and do what destroyers are supposed to do. If we can get that Belfast turning out, that's a win. Got him with 1. Let's go ahead and get back to our carrier here and take a look at the mini-map. Now, my destroyers are way out of position. I've got one guy pushing over from mid. He's right there. He's way out of this battle still. My second destroyer is sitting on the back line. Hasn't moved off of his spawn yet. That's a problem. Let's go over to Charlie and get this other destroyer spotted. And in the meantime, see if we can't get our friendly destroyer into the thick of things here. I'm going to probably give him a call out and try to get him engaged in the C cap here. It looks like we've got their enemy destroyer capping C right now. So I need to get him spotted up for my battleship and my cruiser over here as soon as possible. So they've got something to shoot at. Now, it looks like they are going to cap Charlie here. But I do happen to know that the battleship player on our team is a very competent player. So I'm going to be counting on him for putting in some hard work over here on our right flank. Let's see if I can't find this destroyer. There he is, the Bayavoy. And he is already moving out of the cap, which is probably smart since he sees me. Got an oboe over here as well. I'm going to mark this guy up. And I'm going to kind of stay on the edge of his ability to hit me with his AA guns. I'm definitely going to try to stay away from that OVA as well. Okay. Let's see if I can keep him spotted. You'll notice here that I'm not trying to drop bombs or drop torpedoes or do anything. I'm just spotting this guy right now. I see so many carrier players out there just wasting planes when they really should be spotting. I'm not chasing damage in this thing. I'm supporting victories, baby. I'm all about that W when I'm in a carrier. There is something to be said about a benevolent carrier player. The best ones, when called upon, they need to be able to hit their targets with efficiency. But the best carrier players know how to play positions and know how to spot and know how to target prioritize here. So I've had this guy spotted for a while. He's not taking a lot of fire from my friendlies here, and that's a little frustrating. I wish my destroyer could push in here since the enemy carrier is not really sending any planes this way. But let's see if I can't drop one on him here before he smokes up. Missed him there, but let's see if my friends don't get him involved here. Okay, he's going to smoke up, so I might need to move along. They know where he is, though. And we've got 3 ships that should be able to address that quite easily. I am going to push up now and try to drop a few on a nice meaty target here. I do like that the bombs on this Zuiho seem to pack a little bit more punch. The accuracy I've noticed is a little bit better. I don't know if it's just because I've been playing this ship a lot today, but they seem to be a little bit more accurate dispersion-wise than the tech tree counterpart. So we need to go over here and support Alpha again. I did notice that our destroyer pushed right into the middle, got spotted by the enemy carrier, and immediately got blapped by this Dallas. So we've got a deficiency over here on this side of the map that we need to address. Again, I'm going in here for spots right now. You'll notice that there really aren't any red ships spotted. And giving my teammates a look at what's going on over here is going to be real helpful to them. So let's see what we can't spot up here, and hopefully drop a few torpedoes on. There's the low health Dallas. There's the Belfast. Out of her smoke. Still don't see that destroyer. Let's see if she's over here on this side of the island. Nope. She's out there in between A and B. Okay, I'm gonna head back that way. I'm gonna trust that our cruiser is able to get some shots on her right there. I'm gonna drop a few on Belfast here while she's exposed and out of her smoke, because she could turn into a problem later on in this match if not immediately addressed here. There's one. And let's see if we can't get one more before we go back to our ship and get some planes on that Gaida. Now this extra health on these planes is definitely noticeable. I don't know if I would have got that last torpedo off there. Nice, which hit. If I hadn't had a little extra bump in hit points on these planes. So I'm liking that. I'm noticing that for sure. Here's the Gaida. Let's see if we can't help eliminate this guy before we press on. Oh, she's low. And she's goner. Nice work, New Orleans. Okay, we've got a Nuremberg and a pesky little Belfast over here on the A-cap yet. Now, I'm noticing that we don't have anything that's actually preventing A from being captured right now. So if I could get in here and reset the cap and maybe snake a kill, it's going to help my team out quite a bit. Now we're down to 5 ships to their 4. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, come to me, mama. Is it the Belfast? Yep. Nice. There she goes. Cap reset. There's a defended ribbon for us. And they are down to 3 ships. So you'll notice I haven't done a whole ton of damage, but I've done a lot to help my team. I've spotted both those DDs. I really worked over that Belfast hard. I spotted these cruisers over here at a crucial moment for our ships to reposition and do their part. I prevented A from being captured there, which would have been a potential massive point swing. And maybe I can get a few more here. Yep, there's one on the Nuremberg. Should be able to finish her off pretty quickly. And move along to finishing off this carrier. So my thoughts on this ship overall, it certainly feels like an upgrade to the Ryujo at tier 5. Okay? It's definitely not a Shikaku. But it's a bit of an upgrade. Now, I don't play carriers that much, and I've noticed a little bit of an uptick in performance on this ship. So that's noteworthy. If you do play carriers a lot, I think this ship should definitely be added to your port. If you don't play carriers at all, I would never mess with this thing. Now, because of all the buffs and nerfs that have been going on with carriers recently, I can see why Wargaming didn't go way out of their way to make this ship super OP. If they did, all the people that were screaming about buffs and nerfs would just have a field day with it. So there's some trade-offs at what you're getting here. But I think the trade-offs are worth it. And of course, you get that really great premium economy bonus on this ship as well. So you're going to be earning silver at a much quicker pace when you're playing this ship. I think Japanese carriers are fun. It's, contrary to popular opinion, I think it's probably my favorite carrier line. And the game is over. Our Callie did a great job over there on that right flank, so shouts out to you, Mr. Prine Main. And that's about where I typically land in a carrier battle, somewhere in that middle third. You guys, thanks for stopping by today. I appreciate you spending a little time with me as we previewed the Zuiho. As always, please click that like and subscribe button to make sure that you are receiving all of my future content. I've got some great stuff in the works. I've got a Missouri video coming out here tomorrow. As far as I know, I should be one of the first people to have that shipped. So please stick with me for quality content and conversation. And as always, we will see you on the seas. Murder out.